Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice. Ethiopian, made in a percolator. Haven't done that in a while. Usually it's French press, but I'm using the French press to make a cold brew that was loaded in there last night, and I'll be pressing that after the show today. Let's get started here. Everything you want is outside your comfort zone. Everything. Anything. I always tell people, draw a circle on a piece of paper. Inside that circle is everything that you currently can do, your skills that you can do, where you're living, the current amount of money in the bank, your investments, where you are physically. Outside that circle is where you want to be physically, where you might want to live, the amount of money you might want to have in the bank, the skills that you want to acquire. And most of us stay right in the middle of that circle. The closer we get to the edge of the circle, the more nervous and anxious we get. And then across the line, outside the circle, ooh, that's no man's land. Then you run back in the circle. Do not confuse the line of that circle with enemy lines. It might feel like it, but it's not. Everything you want in life, money, a faithful spouse, a nice house, that house in a nice area, everything you want is outside the circle. When you see with your eyes, it's called sight. When you see with your mind, it's called vision. That's what a good leader helps you with, your vision. You can get used to anything. You can get used to anything if you do it long enough. That's how people stay in relationships and jobs that are not good for them. After a while, anything can become normal. Once you're awakened, once you put on a lens and you look at other people, you can tell who wears the pants in a marriage, and two, you can tell who's going to be divorced. You can just see it. Funniest tweet that I saw all weekend was, "Stop acting like your girl hair real. You as fake as her weave." Cracked me up. A married man not working or earning becomes less masculine and more fragile, and eventually becomes feminine. He might look like a man, but he's feminine in his view and approach on life. And it starts building resentment in his wife. You want to build resentment in your wife or girlfriend? Stop working. It's one little pebble at a time. Eventually the scale will tip, and she will give you the ultimatum. Get a job, or at least try to get a job, or I'm fucking out of here. Women leave men that they can't respect. She may love you, but she doesn't respect you. You don't need love. Women need the love. She needs the love. What you need is respect. Without respect, she loses lust for you. Without lust, you're just a roommate. Then she'll say, "You're not the man that I married." Christian men, wake the fuck up. I'm not fucking around with you. Everyone plays softball with you and gives you sermons all the time. Wake up. Man the hell up. Who the hell is telling you this? Who is telling you this? Everyone's using flowery language and scripture. Yeah, that's fine. But you know what? Sometimes scripture, when it's interpreted in modern, let's just say modern language, would say, wake the hell up. then you wonder why your life has fallen apart. You wonder why your wife thinks you're merely a roommate. You wonder why your wife lost lust for you. Men, man up. Stop being fragile. You look like a man on the outside, but you're a child on the inside. Wake up. Don't make me say it again. After 40, no single woman has a primary sexual strategy. It's 100% lifestyle. After 40, men just want to eat, screw, not be ragged on, make money. So in other words, both people after a certain age, I'd say about 40, are about lifestyle. It's about life. It's about bacon and eggs, not sperm and eggs. It's not about making babies and families. It's about lifestyle. You both want it. You both want it. And that's okay. And that's the challenge for the single man and the single woman, is to create a lifestyle. What men need to realize is that if a woman is looking to the man for the creation of the lifestyle, or she is marrying up, men can feel used. And they're onto that quick. The more aware men are onto that real quick. And men would rather just be single. Ladies, listen to me. Men would rather be single than to have another dependent. If a man is older, like myself, 3 kids, I was married, I don't need another dependent to claim on my income tax. I don't need that. I have a nice life now. There's a million men like me. We have a nice life. We don't want another dependent. T&A doesn't add enough value to my life, because that can be gotten a dozen times within a mile radius on any given day. And men, what are you adding to a woman's life? Are you just creating a lifestyle for her? Are you buying her? Some cold hard truths here. If you buy somebody, the price goes up all the time, all the time, all the time. And get ready for your second divorce, your third divorce. Being content is so much greater than being happy. Learn how to be content. Happiness will come. Happiness is an emotion, is a feeling. Contentment is a state of being. Do you get that? I got a nice feeling from NASCAR yesterday that I used to get from football. That only means that NASCAR is going to be a target for the degenerates next year. And this is why we can't have nice things. Not a lot of people were taking a knee at Daytona yesterday, were they? But give it time. It's called entropy. Hot things eventually cool off. Quickly spinning things eventually slow down. NASCAR, stay strong. The world needs you. Yesterday it was 73 degrees in Key West, Florida. They had to break out the long sleeve t-shirts. Ooh, they must be freezing. If someone ever hacked into the Fleshlight database, half of Manosphere Twitter would delete their pages. It would go dark. Fleshlights. Oh, give me a break. Did you ever use a knife as a screwdriver? Something that it wasn't designed for. It might work, but it's not good for the knife, and it's not good for the screw. Using something for which it was not designed for damages both entities. Do you miss them? Or do you miss sex with them? That's a great question, isn't it? That is a great question. That will help take away some of the grief. That will take away some of the angst about losing somebody, won't it? Do you miss them or just the sex with them. It's amazing how men can use science and evolution to justify their sexual perversion. Even a cup of coffee made with love tastes better. If she cheats on him, she'll cheat on you as sure as the sun rises in the morning. That is a truth, an immutable truth. I read The Andromeda Strain in 1970. My first departure from pure science fiction to a science-based thriller. So here we are, 50 years later with the coronavirus. I've said this for decades, that sci-fi writers and science-based thriller writers are prophets. Prove me wrong on that. Your life either serves as a warning or an example. The choice is yours. Jim Rohn. Too much conspiracy theorist in you and you get labeled as crazy. 80-20 is a good split. It's about right. When you are 20% conspiracy theorist, you believe nothing at face value, you trust but verify, you disregard the first 6 reports of any news or any official story. 20% conspiracy theorist is just enough to question everything, but not be tinfoil hat boy. Divorcing your husband, ladies, does not mean you're starting a new life. It just means that you're unloading your old man and just sliding a new one in there. Truth hurts, doesn't it? You're not starting a new life. You're just starting a new man with the old life. Men, if you think you're the prize, you better think, look, and act like the prize. There's some good advice. Yeah, male. I'm sure all your plates are only having sex with you. You're swimming in another man's jizz every time that you're with one of your plates. That's not real rational, male. Plate theory makes you polycucked. Yeah, but I read that it's a good thing to spin plates. Yeah, like your plates are not spinning plates. At the rate that I'm going, I'm probably going to reach my sexual peak at about 72. I kind of figured that out. So I still have several years to go before I reach my peak. Nobody wants to consciously rescue anyone, but here's another perspective. Rather, the sexes are an antidote for each other. You have that which is an antidote, a tonic, and an encouraging arm for her, and vice versa. I'm always thrilled to talk to her, and likewise her to me. That is what you get from each other. You're an antidote to each other's issues, not problems, but what you face, what you feel, the emotions that you have. You're an antidote for each other. You're not a poison. You're not the enemy. She's not the enemy. He's not the enemy. You are a tonic for each other. Women who share an alpha are low-value women. And don't forget that. Yeah, but I got 6 girlfriends. No, you got 6 low-value women. That's what you have. Here's a conspiracy theory. What if, first of all, did you see the video of the man punching the back of the woman's seat on the Delta airline? What if that video, the Delta passenger video, was orchestrated to increase bookings in business and first class. Boom. Checkmate. Even your pets know that mommy and daddy love them differently. A man calling another man a misogynist is probably one of the most feminine things that I've ever heard in my life. Amazing. What is the best name for a barber shop that you've ever seen? Put your answer down below. I'd like to see that. Is there something missing in this picture? Here is a whole year of Parents magazine. I guess heterosexual masculine men are too toxic to be parents. Have an agenda much, Parents magazine? In the movie The Mighty Max, there's a line that I love. Your results will never change unless your habits change. Powerful. I had a conversation with an old fellow who was friends with the personal barber for Frank Sinatra. He traveled with Frank, styled his hair, gave him a hot towel, straight razor shave every single day. And he shared this with me as I was at a museum looking at a barber chair from 1898. I'm not even sure the man's still living now, but that was a cool story. I can hear someone saying, and how many times have you heard this when you have an idea? And then someone replies, well, that idea is already taken. In the cola market, I wouldn't mind being Pepsi or even RC Cola. You don't have to be Coke. But believe me, Pepsi keeps Coke on its toes and sleeping with one eye open. The next best thing to being the best is the next best thing. True mastery for me started with abstinence. I went for an extended period of time with no sex, no love, no relationship. Strict working out did very little. I've done that before. People think you master yourself by working out, a strict schedule. Your little no-fap Novembers and whatever you want to call it, retention, semen retention, just all of that stuff. That's nothing but a lunch break. Try monk mode for 3 years. Complete insane mental mastery. Monk mode for 3 years. I literally could do anything with zero compulsion. Anything. It was like my extended fasting, where I grieved, like when I ended monk mode. It was like ending my fasting, where you grieve the loss of clarity. When you break the fast and you go back to food and you see how much nutrition affects your mood. At the end of it, at the end of my monk mode, I thought, I can go forever. I never met a woman who could go long without sex. Ever. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, the home of sanity, clarity, and reason.